Okay, my name is Marlene Remple, and I live on a 5-acre property on the lake at Schroeder Creek. And my husband and I started out in Mission, and that's close to Vancouver. And we were only, I was 15 and he was 18 when we got married. And both of us were just the love of each other's life. And he wanted to come up to the Larder Valley because he heard about all the cedar, and of course there's hunting and fishing, and it was a real man's country. But it wasn't a woman's country. There was no running water, and there was no electricity, and there was no TV or radio. I wasn't too excited about it, but I was so excited about living with him. I didn't care where it was. I would live anywhere. I'd live on the moon if I had to. And so up we came there and raised our family, and after about a year I wouldn't have traded it for anything. I just loved it there. Wouldn't have gone back to the coast. We came to Schroeder, and this is where we built our 3rd log house. We built 3 log houses in total and 1 timber frame, and we always worked together. We did everything together. And when we bought this property, it was just all bush. We had just a small area cleared with a mobile home on it that we lived in for a year while we built this log house of ours. And we were just so pleased with it. It was just our dream place. It was really big, but we had we had 9 grandchildren coming home all the time. We had 3 children, and they were always coming home and staying with us. So we thought we better build a big house. And we cleared the land and planted the gardens, made the greenhouse, made the root house, built a big shop, garage, and just had a wonderful time working together. That was our favorite thing, I think. We did a lot of fun things. We went out and fished in the summer pretty well every day, and we did a lot of quadding and huckleberry picking, and we just had a really good time together. And our kids, when they would come, they would join us, and it would be so much fun. We always had extra quads and skidoos, and oh yes, my husband was a trapper, so I would go on the trap line with him, and I'd go cross-country skiing while he collected all the furs, and I just really enjoyed that. And now I'm here all alone. He passed away a 1.5 years ago, and I miss him so much. We were married 62 wonderful years, and 3 days before he died, we had our 62nd anniversary, and we just had such a lovely time just by ourselves. And I guess it was our goodbye time, because 3 days later he died. And it's been really hard living here alone, but I keep doing what I have to do and the things I love to do. I love to garden, and I still love gardening, and I just keep going and making things that are healthy and wholesome to eat, and the kids come often, and that's really good. But this is where he died, and this is where I want to be for the rest of my life, because I just feel him here. I see him in everything that he has done here. And he died of a heart attack and died very quickly, and I was here with him. And so he was fortunate that way. From the time that we started homesteading, we had 105 acres, and we had to clear it. And we built our house, and we planted grass and made hay and had animals, and that's when I started having the big gardens. My mom always had a garden at home, and so I thought that's what we were supposed to do. So right from the beginning, I always had a big garden, and we always had our own meat and our own vegetables and fruit, and I would can and freeze, and yeah, we were really self-sufficient. Even made things like root beer and stuff like that. And yeah, I love doing things like that, and made cottage cheese and ice cream, and because we milk cows, and I was the milker in the family. My husband didn't really enjoy doing that. And we always had horses, and the kids had, I made sure the kids had horses because I really loved horses. And my husband made sure they had motorbikes because he really loved motorbikes. So our children, our 3 children, 2 girls and a boy, were very fortunate to have a motorbike and a horse all their growing up years. And of course dogs and everything else that goes with it, and chickens. And yeah, so yeah, always been self-sufficient. Meat was mainly the wild meat, and of course we had our own pigs and beef and chickens too. Yeah, it's really hard living alone now that I'm older. I've been with my husband, like I said, I got married at 15 and I met him at 13, and I have known practically no other life. And so it's not easy living alone. Sometimes, well, one thing that made it a little more a little easier was I got myself a puppy a few months after he died, and that was my saving grace. I tell you, some days were so bad and I would be so down and crying, and my little puppy named Tanny always was there to lick my face and say, please don't cry. And so I'd have to stop, and then I'd go play with her, and she'd do such cute little things that I would laugh. I would actually laugh, and that's the only time in the first few months that I could really laugh. And she's just been a constant companion by my side the whole time. Now I'm 78, and I still like to garden, but I don't have the same joy in gardening as I did before, or in anything actually, because I did it for him too, you know, not just for myself. And so it's really quite hard. I try and do some things in town for like working at the thrift store and some volunteer things, and that really helps too. And just trying to find a purpose for my life. And I know I have a purpose because I have such a wonderful family. And talking about the family, we were able to make our house in a duplex so that the family, my daughter and her husband, could live next door to me. And now I have a small house, and it's just really, really nice. And now too that I'm 78 years old, I can't do a lot of things, and I've had to give up a lot of things. And that's really hard. First you give up your husband, and then all these other things follow, like driving, and that's why I've got only one arm. You see in the picture, in the videos, that I'm doing everything with one hand. I had a car accident, and so I don't know if I'll be driving again. And you just have to give up, just like quadding, doing, and all these things, because you're just a little too old for it now. And that's hard. I definitely have a new circle of friends that I have lots in common with, other ones that have lost their husbands too, and that's always very helpful. So living alone has been the hardest thing that I've had to face, I think. And but you know, I'm not really alone. God is with me. My husband's spirit is with me. I just feel both their presence with me, and I just have to keep remembering that I'm not alone. At times I've felt that my life was just over. How am I going to go through this? But you know, I've realized that God's got a plan for my life, and it's not over. And maybe I won't be as happy as I was before, but I can find happiness in this stage of life too, and I'm really thankful for that.